I think when you're starting to write your first novel, when you first started a writing journey, you can Google how do I write a novel, and you'll find a million different answers from a million different people telling you how you should write, how you can write, and what you can do to keep writing. And I thought that was the hardest part, was trying to learn how to write a novel. And this is why I wanted to speak to real people who had done it, who were thinking of doing it, because I like to get other people's real experiences rather than listen to Google tell me I need to do it in a certain way. So I think it can be as hard or as easy as you want it to be. For me, coming to the writing group, I could see that I wrote completely different to a different person. Somebody else might write completely differently, but that was okay. We all write in different ways. I like to write in a notebook and then type things up later. People like to write straight away. People edit at different times in the scenario, and it was just nice to know that that is okay. That you can just write it down, and as long as you keep writing and as long as you keep taking feedback, throwing ideas from each other, that you can learn, you can develop, and ultimately you can succeed.
I've written nearly all my life. As a child, I used to make up stories and write them in notebooks. I've self-published a couple of books, but everybody falls by the wayside and becomes stuck in the infamous world of writer's block. Joining a writing club or a writing group gives you the chance to bounce your ideas off people. It encourages you to actually write, so that by the time you next meet those people, you have actually achieved something new, however small it be. We get ideas from each other, people offer constructive criticism, make suggestions, and it all helps the process move forward. I have a second cousin who's actually a published author, and she still takes part in writing groups and writing clubs to keep the creative juices flowing, as if she just locked herself away in her ideas would still dry up. And she encouraged me to join a writing club, and the advert popped up on Facebook, and I contacted Kaylee and decided to come along, and it's been one of the best things I've done in a long time, as I'm actually working on something new which I haven't done for the last couple of years.
My name is Navantha, or Neva for short. I am a black cheetah hybrid shifter. I'm also a full-blooded elf. Ever since I was little, we've actually been removed from my home of Marden by other people of the Now Kingdom. I have lived in this magnificent forest for years, where I had to run with my brother when hunters came and attacked us. I shifted for the very first time when I was 11, and since then my brother was taken from me. Part of me hopes he's still alive, but the more realistic side of me is thinking and believing that no, he's dead. Now I've actually found my mate, and I live in this magnificent place with other humans. I'm in this beautiful old library with fellow human friends, and they're wonderful.
When I was in my young 20s, I used to go to various punk rock festivals with a mate of mine who's no longer around. But anyway, he was really enthusiastic about a book that he just started reading, Stephen King, The Stand. And he was going on about it so much, I thought, well, I'll give it a go. But Stephen King's The Stand is superb. What an ideal first book to get you into enjoying someone else's imagination. It tells the story of a I can't even say that, apocalyptic world where good versus evil. Everyone's having visions of an old grandma telling them to go to this certain location, and the real bad characters are going to the other side of the mountain, and it all comes to a head in a really climactic ending. Over the years, I've moved from Stephen King to Dean Koontz, but I've just gone back to Stephen King again. He absolutely gets me thinking I want to be like him. His imagination is brilliant. Currently reading his fairy tale. I encourage any of you out there who fancy doing a little bit of writing to come along to a writing group. You'll be surprised at how much you get out of it. We all, as everyone's mentioned, bounce ideas off each other, and it is superb. And the coffee and cakes and stuff are really, really nice too.